So the first thing we have to do is to create a new composition, new comp. Then here is comp 1. Then we type car or whatever you want to. So you see the settings here. Just put your own or any way you want it. But if you want it to look like what the preview and the intro, you can set it. How do I put it? Input all the settings. So you click OK. Now we go straight to importing the files that we'll need. All right. So you go to File, Import, File. Then here is where I put the files. In fact, I downloaded it from from freepik.com. The link to the file will be in the description. But before I did everything, I processed the file. First of all, I didn't just import it. So let me import it and show you what I'm talking about. So this one, you import it as footage. You click footage, then go to retain layer sizes, import, then click OK. Then bring it here. In fact, sorry, what I'm talking about is we have two files here. All right, we have the background. Then this one is for the chair and the fire hydrant. So we'll make sure it is selected. Then bring it down. In fact, when you download this file from Freepik, this is what you will get. You get something like this. Then I use Photoshop to separate these two from the background. So if you need a special video to show you how I did it, just let me know in the comments. All right. So we start from the background. Then we'll go to tiles. To effects and preset and type tiles. You see here motion tile. Drag it and drop it here on the background. Okay. Now, you see, we want it to go from left to right. We want it to move like this. Okay. Now let's animate. First of all, you come here, give what's it called, keyframe. Then you go to the end of the what's it called again? To the end of the timeline, and you click here. You go to minus. Let's use 1,500. Then enter. Now, in order to preview, let's see what we have. You press space bar on your keyboard. Then this is what we have. I think this is too slow. All right, so we have to change it. 15,000. Let's use. I use 1,500. Okay, let's use 15,000. All right. Enter. Now let's try again. Okay, better. This is so much better. Let's see how it behaves at the end of the animation. Okay, so maybe you might want to use mirror edges. That is to mirror it from side to side. So in fact, tile mean as tiles. It means we place one square beside the other square. So we're now going to loop through them. As far as the animation is going on, we keep on looping through it. So this is what we have once we go from one end to the other. Okay. Now we are done with the background. This one we will not use for the seats, for the chair, the garbage can, and the fire hydrant. We will not use motion tile. In fact, if I try it, you will get something funny. You see, it clips off inside. Once it gets here, it clips off, which is not what we want. So let's delete the effects. All right, what we have to do is simply move them from from this location to to the left. So press P. This is basically what you want to happen. So let's animate it. Okay. First of all, no, no, no. We'll send them out of the screen entirely. Give it a position. Then here. Then let's shift it here manually. Okay. So basically, this is what we have. Okay. So this is what we have. It's interesting, but not that interesting, because once we are out of here, or once we are at the end of the last keyframe, it goes out of the screen, and that's it. You see, that is not what we saw in the intro. So what do we do? One quick way to, I won't say a quick way anyway, I would say an amateurish way of doing it is by copying and pasting these keyframes, but that is not the best thing to do. So the best way to do it right now is excuse me. The best way to do it right now is to loop the animation, to replay it once the animation comes to an end, because right now it's at the end of the animation. When I say animation, I mean this one, not the general of the overall animation. So now at the end, what we have to do now is to loop it. But how do we loop? So what we use, you first of all, you hold Alt on your keyboard, then click the stopwatch icon here. Okay. Now this code editor or something will come out. Okay. Then we'll say loop out. All right. So loop out. Okay. Now let's see what we are talking about. You see, but the problem is that it's a little bit too faster than the main animation. The background animation. So all we have to do is just to adjust it a little bit. So how do we adjust it? Is by moving these keyframes. So let's see. Okay, so much better. So much better. Okay, now we are done with the street itself. All we have to do next is to import the car. Okay, so we import the car file next in order to animate it. So let me do the importation right now. Import, go to file. All right. Now this one I downloaded it from freepik.com, but I also use Illustrator to to process it a little bit in order to show you what I'm talking about. Now let me import it. You import it as composition, retain layer sizes, sorry, imports. All right. Now we have this one. You can delete it if you don't need it. This shadow stuff. Just say I left it there by mistake. All right. Now we have the Illustrator files. Okay. I wouldn't want to use them, to animate them directly from here. So I would like to create another composition inside this main car composition. All right. So we right click, make sure both of these are selected. Then right click, go straight to pre-compose. Then let's call it car comp. Okay. Make sure this one is selected. Move all attributes into the new composition. Make sure it is selected. Then click OK. Then double click on the car comp to take you straight to the car. Where is the wheel? The wheel is behind the car. So in order to bring the wheel to the front, you just move it up here. Just move it up. Okay. So what is the use of a wheel if it is here or at the middle of the car? It doesn't make any sense. So we put it where it belongs. Now let's zoom in and make sure that everything is all right. It is well placed. Okay, you can eyeball it. Okay, the next thing we have to do now is to rotate this. What is it called? This wheel. Okay, so we'll move the timeline indicator or playhead. I prefer to call it a playhead. Move the playhead to the beginning of the timeline. Then here, you press R on your keyboard to bring out the rotation property. So here it is. All right. One thing we can do is to click, to give it rotation. How do I put it? Rotation. Then you move this one to the end here. Then let's say, sorry for that noise, 1000. Then enter. This is one way of animating this. Okay. But I wouldn't use this style. I would like to use this one. Works, huh? It works. In order to speed this animation up, all you have to do is just to increase this, the keyframe here. That's all you have to do is simply increase it. All right, but I wouldn't use that system. So let's delete these keyframes. Move this one back to the beginning. Then hold Alt on your keyboard and click on the stopwatch icon. Then this code editor will appear. What you have to do is simply type time multiplied by, let's say, let's use 1500. Okay, so let's see. So 1500. All right, but it's as if it's moving backwards. So instead of a positive number, let's use a negative number. So now let's see what we have. Okay, see, now it's moving forward. All right. You see? So the next thing we have to do, because no, I don't know of any car that has only the front wheels. The front wheels, right? So we click, we select the wheel, then press Ctrl D to duplicate. All right. Now we have two. So the upper one here, select it, then click and hold, then move it to here, to this place, to the back of the car, in order to make sure that it doesn't go up and down. Just hold Shift. All right. So you can eyeball it to make sure, zoom it. Okay, it's okay. All right, now fits 100%. Now let's see what we have. All right. Okay, so we'll go over to the main composition. The reason we are not seeing the car is because it's at the bottom. So let's move it here up. All right, but the car is too big. Doesn't make any sense. So let's reduce the size, or to scale it down, then bring it down. Bring down the car. All right. So you see, we have a little problem here. It's not supposed to be like this. So in order to solve that, we remember this is the background. This one's supposed to be at the back. All right, the chair supposed to be at the front. Then the car supposed to be at the center. So let's take it here. All right. Problem solved. Okay. fit 100%. Now let's see what we have. Okay, so one more thing we can do, of course I won't do it in this video, is just to add a shadow to make it more realistic. But anyway, that one will be your own homework. That will be your assignment. Try to do that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. It's a rather short and simple animation. So thank you. If you like the video, like it. And in fact, that's it. Thank you and goodbye. See you next time.